they had a patent for its ceramide nanoscale liposome and anti-cancer compounds, and what they do is they go in and they help treat tumors. AP Nano over here, they design and manufacture nano-based projects. They've got one called Nano Lube, which is it's a lubricant based on nanospheres, and it's just millions and millions of ball bearings basically, and it's used to reduce friction and reduce wear and tear. Body armor is it's protective gear that is 5 times stronger than steel and is twice as strong as any other blast-resistant material.
And these are our citations. The biggest thing about our project is that there has to be a middle step in between swarms of nanobots doing heart surgery and no nanobots at all. We think that not only just the introduction of just one sensory nanobot, it's just one nanobot, it's very small.
It's not going to be
if you're
able to
going
get up and
to
down.
bring someone onto nanobots, going with one microscopic nanobot is probably the best way to do it. So not only does this have huge consumer potential, but for kind of the greater good of society, if nanobots become a normal thing, then we're going to be saving a lot more lives, and our medical practices are going to go much higher. So, yeah.
All right, so questions?
Okay, so what you're saying is there would be one nanobot that goes into the body and it sends something to a cell phone?
Yeah, or a computer.
So how is it transmitting?
Well, in the same way that nanobots would have to transfer images to a computer in like a surgery application, they would just beam it. Either you could use, we don't have the complete nanobot beaming technology just yet, otherwise we'd be doing stuff like the surgeries already. But whatever they would use to project that to a computer, you should be able to project that to a smartphone as well. And it's not even pictures, it's just information and data, so it should be even easier in practice.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there are some research groups, one in Georgia Tech, one in Barcelona. They used to work on wireless sensor networks. Now they work on nanobots and their communication basically. So you may want to check those at what level they are.
Right.
Get them more up to date.
Right. So you will have that as your means of, how exactly that question can be answered.
Two more things. I think that in order to prevent, because what you don't want to do is have a nanobot enter the body and then be absorbed by a fat cell or something like that, being treated as an outside. So you'd have to, like the previous presentation, you'd need to mimic something in the body that would be viewed as non-invasive. And also, can I get you guys to say your full names one more time?
Caleb Hengel and
Bryce Jaskolski.
All the things that were asked applies to you because it's an invasive thing, right? It's something that you put into the body, and all of those questions that were asked and then applies to you. Actually, yours is going to be much more challenging because now you have this all-in-one bot, right? How is that going to be possible for you to have a sensor for blood pressure, a sensor for this, and a sensor for that, and a sensor in one small microscopic bot? That's the part that I don't know. How are you gonna assemble that together?
We'll take into consideration and realize maybe it's too difficult to do one, maybe do a handful, maybe 2 handfuls of.
to go back on what you said back there, the same application that we were talking about with the last nanotechnology project, to have a membrane that makes the body think it's a part of it, and then an enzyme that can be activated and make it dissolve so the body itself just gets rid of it. It'd be pretty, if you're trying to get people, if you're trying to wean someone on the nanobots, then having the ability to almost like destroy it, to activate the enzyme, whatever they want from their phone, would probably make a lot of people feel much more comfortable with it. And then also, with what you just said, that's what we were saying, if we could do it in one, that'd be awesome, but if it's like 5 or 6, I mean, you could have one nanobot doing heart rate, you could have one nanobot doing blood pressure, something like that. I mean, there's no contract, you don't have to have every nanobot giving you every single factor about your body, it's just what you want to do.
Well, yeah, because then what you have presented is you are actually taking normal vitals that you can actually do without having a bot, like temperature, blood pressure. You can do that without having to take a bot. So why would I take a bot for doing those? So yeah, so I think you have to have a selling point of why should I take a bot rather than just going into those, even if I'll do it like 5 different ways, right? But it doesn't get into my system. So some would feel like, okay, I'm safer here, even with just this crude way. So I think what I would do is put some more element of, say, like you have a bot that can actually detect a cancerous cell as it explores, right? So get that, incorporate in your bot a sensor that will actually detect, mitotically active cell. That's the part that, then you have a specific purpose that a lot of times cancerous cells is like the hardest to detect, because most of those things that you put in for, unless you go invasively and take a tissue from somewhere, even then sometimes it's very difficult. If it's behind the pancreas or behind the heart, you can't even get there and see it. Even isotopic labeling would not even detect it because it's hidden. So if you have your bot that's designed on that actually detects cancerous cell before it could go into the full-blown, right? Just the onset, just the onset of, okay, here's a region somewhere, and if your bot can have that sensor to your phone as it travels, right? If you can actually activate that and you know where is it traveling right now in my system, then you know, oh, it's behind my pancreas right now, and it's sending me this, right? That's probably, I would go for that. It has, I think, more, like the choice to have it is I think, more sellable. I don't know. Have a more selling point of having something in my system because it serves a purpose.
You can go niche market, like she's suggesting, specificity, or you could invent a type of nano chassis that you could put specialized equipment into, like say through a fullerene structure or something like that.
Okay.
But you have to realize that if you're going to go after it's a choice of going between a niche market and a mass market.
Mm-hmm.
And the safer bet is typically the niche market that you would, and also there's typically less R&D involved in terms of financing.
Production, yeah.
Production.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a decision I think you need to make.
The really good thing with your is the merging of app, right?
Yeah.
Phone, something that somebody can just easily try to track what's going on. So if you can put that together and more focus on what should the bot be doing, it would be a really good, I think,
Well,
concept.
the idea is kind of what you were saying earlier, like why would you buy this, why would you do this, is even with any modern day sensor right now, you don't have your finger on that sensor 24/7. The whole point, I mean, we've never had technology unless you're strapped into something for days where this is how my heart rate is all day, this is my body temperature all day, this is how my blood pressure reacts while I'm sleeping. I feel like people enjoy when you know those things about yourself, and you feel like you have more control over your health. Health is still kind of a mysterious thing to a lot of people, no matter how far we've gone. So
here's the thing with that though. I mean, there's a product out there already called the Xanadu Scout and give you all those metrics.
really,
Like that. And they just
Samsung
put it
is
to your
doing that,
forehead and it's in your phone. Now, here's, if you look at how many people wanted to fly cameras around 20 years ago, right? So look at the success of GoPro. There are people out there like myself who are really consumed by what's going on in my body. Why can't I know what's going on in my body? Why do I have to go to a doctor, get an expensive test, wait 3 weeks for the results to come back? why can't I know what's going on in my body right now? And Xanadu Scout is focused on that, and also delivering metrics to doctors real time, so they can do data analysis and actually have better information than they did before. They're not building that because it's cool, like GoPro. And certainly, I don't think I'm one of those people, but I know there's probably people out there that would put a nano just so they can look on their phone and see what's going on inside their own body, like a GoPro.
Only do it.
Right, Dr. Dr. Gentimus is gonna do it.
We got one.
He's there.
Yeah, but I think it's a very cool idea, you know, that marriage is, you maintain that marriage and get a more focus of your body, you know, I think you'll be good, yeah.
Well, we can,
Oh.
I have two questions. One
Yeah.
of them passed at the beginning, one of them, well, it's not a question, it's just, it's writing on the back of what he said. There are already products out there that do this sort of thing. They might not be nanotechnologies that are inside your body, measuring things from the inside, but there are devices that you can wear that are very not noticeable, like earbuds that measure your heartbeat that can do the same exact thing, and you don't have to have some big system strapped to you. I've seen several presentations about products like that, but my question about your project is how would you be able to measure with a nanobot? How would you be able to measure a heartbeat when the nanobot's so small that if a red blood cell bumps into it, it's going to measure that as a change in beat? How would you measure the level of insulin in your body if your nanobot is the same size as that insulin?
The particle itself, yeah, that's the challenge.
These are questions, we will get it back to you.
Once we get those
Once we
answers,
get
right?
those answers. We don't have to right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the challenge, and you just have to go and start looking at more information
Yeah.
and design,
I
redesign,
can
you
think,
know?
I mean.
It's the whole
answer
point
one
of this.
those. I can think the heart probably beats at a unique frequency. I'm sure if it, I mean, if you did, that could even make it simpler to measure heartbeat or.
No, because you're.
No. HDL, LDL, there you go. I mean,
We'll figure it out.
right, and yeah. So, we have another group to go, so, but very good presentation. Thank you, guys. And if you have more inputs to the